these three books, Gamma 2, An Afterlife Story, and then I have the sequel, The Land of Magic, and the third book, The Return of the Emissaries. I would like to tell you something about those books. And if you go to my website, you will see also other books with 150 photos of my paintings and some text. And in this one here, I started to put short stories in it, in addition to the photos of the paintings. There is a third book coming up in June. That one will have many short stories in it, plus another 150 paintings of recent work that I did. But coming back to that story here, if you like the story you just heard, you will enjoy that story. It is one of a kind. Let me do a prequel. So what brought me to that story? What's the basis of that story? So I will take a chair for a moment and tell you about it. So when I decided to write that trilogy, what came to my mind is that the guardians who comes from a civilization, from a faraway world, maybe a faraway galaxy, these people had evolved to a point where they transformed their material body into immaterial ones with immense power. And billions, maybe, of those individuals have melted somehow together like a cloud. And these guardians are star travelers. They travel across the stars and they visit the worlds, the life-sustaining world. And they came to a gigantic world, one of a kind. They had never seen a world like that. It was huge, absolutely huge, and yet the gravity on its surface was the same as Earth. So the world was hollow. It was made out of multiple layers of rocks and wood, all through the inside, and the interior, the center was a sphere. And there was possibly access doors from one world to another one. But the Guardian didn't go there. They traveled over the surface of that world, and they saw a crystal city with enhancing devices. That civilization had evolved in that world. The most ancient civilization in the galaxy. And these people had traveled around the galaxy and found no other sentient beings. They were alone. So they decided to carry the seeds of life and sow them on a number of life-sustaining, that could be sustaining worlds. They planted life in many worlds, and they planted monuments. And they told on these monuments about the crystal city, where some of them would be awaiting the peoples that will evolve on those worlds. They will be awaiting a new species, a younger species. And if they can reach the crystal city and survive through the perils of Gamma 2, the gigantic world, and the traps of the crystal city, they can reach the enhancing devices room, where some of them will be awaiting in stasis chamber connected with huge coffin. And they will be awaiting the younger race that will successfully get there. On this world, there is also a very powerful force that crash land all the spaceships that come close to the world. Not at a high speed though, so the people will survive, but immediately as their spaceship crash land, they stop functioning. The electricity doesn't work. There is no anything that has like laser guns or things, nothing like that would work there. They have transformed their world into a park, a beautiful park. All the trees bear nourishing fruits. There are a lot of wildlife in this world, and many species have built up colonies there, and they are searching for the Crystal City. 2 of those colonies are from Earth, our descendants, human people. And the Guardian realized that these people, they have a very unique quality. They have compassion, which they didn't find in the other alien species. So they would like to help them find the city first, because the first species that will get there and get enhanced will have such enormous powers that they could very well take over the galaxy. So they would like to help the human, but even though the Guardians are immensely powerful, there is an infinitely more powerful force that surrounds that world and prevent them from interacting with the human, from communicating with them. So they can travel in the past. They decide to follow the human colonies backward in time until their spaceship crash landed, and then to their world of origin. They will try to find someone they could talk to, because those people on Gamma 2, they are not telepathic. They cannot talk with them. So they went to backward in time, up to Earth, and that was 700 years in our future. They tried to find somebody they can talk to, but they could not. So they went through the centuries, and eventually they found me. My body had been changed by immersing myself in pulsating magnetic fields 3-4 times a week for 20 years. So I had somehow, my cells were changed and I could talk with them. They could show me the world in my dreams and start communicating with me, and they told me that if I would like to recruit a number of special people, that they will wait for us until we die, and as each one of us died, they would take our souls and they will carry us all together 700 years in the future on the surface of Gamma 2 world, where they will give us a young adult body with some additional power, because there would be no way we could survive the dangers of Gamma 2 in our weak bodies. So I am an artist there in Naples, Florida. I am one of the characters. I recruit a number of very interesting people. And that's how the story starts. And I think you will like my trilogy. So if you like to have the books, you can go to my website and you can order them. I'll be very happy to send the books to you. And if you like the art books, the same. And I thank you for now. That will be the story. And the next one coming up is the perpendicular wall. And you will be amazed at what happened when I lived in Naples, Florida. Thank you.